In the world of classic American muscle, few names command the respect and admiration of enthusiasts like the Pontiac GTO Judge. It was Pontiac's answer to the high-performance wars of the late 60s and early 70s, a bold, unapologetic muscle car that left tire marks on history. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most legendary muscle cars of all time, the 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge. Buckle up, because this one's gonna be a wild ride. When the GTO first hit the streets in 1964, it practically invented the muscle car craze. But by 1969, Pontiac decided to crank things up with the Judge, a no-nonsense, high-performance version that was loud in both power and personality. And in 1970, it reached peak muscle with upgraded styling, more power, and an attitude that demanded attention. The 1970 model year brought a refreshed look to the GTO lineup. The Judge package took it even further, making it one of the most aggressive-looking muscle cars of its time. Just look at that signature orbit orange paint, a color that practically screams horsepower. You also had other options like cardinal red, atoll blue, and polar white, but nothing hit quite like this high-impact hue. Up front, Pontiac gave the GTO an updated split grille design, housed in a body-colored Endura bumper. This was a signature look that set the car apart from its competitors. Unlike most muscle cars that used chrome, Pontiac went for a clean, integrated design that made the GTO Judge look years ahead of its time. And then there's the rear, bold, simple, and finished off with a massive decklid spoiler that wasn't just for looks. Pontiac claimed it added stability at high speeds, but let's be real, it mostly added to the "don't mess with me" attitude this car carried everywhere it went. Inside, the GTO Judge was built for both comfort and performance. The high-back bucket seats kept you planted, and the dashboard wrapped around the driver like a fighter jet cockpit. Everything was within easy reach, from the wood-grain trimmed gauges to the classic three-spoke steering wheel. But the real star of the show? This right here, the Hurst T-handle shifter. If you ordered the 4-speed manual, this was your weapon of choice, allowing you to rip through gears with precision. And if you were lucky enough to spec the Ram Air 4 engine, you'd be grabbing gears like your life depended on it. Speaking of engines, let's talk power. The Judge wasn't just about flashy looks, it had the muscle to back it up. Standard under the hood was the 400 cubic inch Ram Air 3 V8, making 366 horsepower. But if you checked the right boxes, you could get the Ram Air 4, which cranked out a factory-rated 370 horsepower, though insiders say the real number was much higher. This wasn't just about raw power. The Ram Air system was a game-changer, funneling cool air into the carburetor for maximum performance. The result? A machine that could go from 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds, a serious statement in 1970.